it's funny, one of the things I've always really wanted to do, right, and I know a lot of people say they want to do this, right, but I really would love to do it. I really want to do it. Is to rent a really swish penthouse. Own it would be better, right? To have a really swish penthouse. A place in Manchester and a place in London and a place in Leeds, right? And just make the most amazing porn, right? And all sorts of stuff, all sorts of kinky stuff, everything you can imagine. And you know, I like making films, and I'm always thinking of new ways to do things. I know my YouTube films aren't the most amazing films in the world. Some of them are good. And I used to make some good ones of myself years and years ago. But you know, I love making films. I just love making films. So you can tell it's one of my passions, yeah? Even if it's just by the way I churn them out. Well, I would love to make porn and just do different stuff, like make one porn where I've copped off with a straight lad, where I've paid a straight lad, and then different ideas, such as in this penthouse I'd have one of those the two-way mirrors installed, yeah, so I could shoot from behind the two-way mirror, right, and just have an amazing dungeon play space in this big penthouse. All sorts of bondage furniture. It's funny, you know, this lottery syndicate I've got going. Obviously, you know, it leads you into conversation with people, such as, yeah, what will you do with your millions that you win in the syndicate? You know, people have said various things like, one lad's going to open a cat sanctuary, another lad's going to take loads of coke and shag loads of prostitutes. And I'm sort of somewhere in between, I like to think, in that one of the things I would really love to do is to have an amazing, at least one amazing penthouse, and make just really nice horny porn. And what you'll be able to see from this porn is you'll be able to see my heart coming out. You'll be able to see me coming out. You'll really see me. But to make the really best porn, what it's got to be is, it's got to be certainly without an idea of wanting to make profit, and then it's got to be, you know, a lot of love put into it, a lot of love put into it. And really sort of classy stuff. It's funny how one of my most popular fetish vids at the moment is that Irvid. And it's actually nothing really special. It's just me in a very small hotel room in Nottingham a few weeks ago, laid on a bed with a pair of DMs on and a flight jacket, an MA1 jacket or whatever it's called. And then I get up and I go close to the lens. But you know me, I'm a bit spooky, and I'm always talking about energies and that. And I know I had a really good energy that night. I really had a good energy that night, and you can see it. It comes through onto the film, and that's why I know it's a very popular video, because that film's got such a good energy about it. And this is what I hope to do in making porn, is to make sure that there's really good energies in there. I think that's the most successful ingredient of a really good porn flick. again, some stuff for YouTube, some stuff for Xtube, and just make it freely available. You know what I mean? Art is best when it's free, really is. Art is at its best when it's, you know, just free to be transmitted around. That's the nicest art, I think. Yeah, I'd love to do some serious filming and have it, you know, professionally edited. And again, it's not always money that buys you. Money doesn't always buy you beauty, but it paid for my train fare down to Nottingham, and it paid for that hotel room in Nottingham, and it paid for the clothes I was wearing. You know what I mean? It's an important factor in everything that's created, but it doesn't necessarily buy you beauty. I mean, again, there needs to be love involved in the editing, and there needs to be good decisions made about the editing. If you remember, a good year ago I hired these two students to start editing my films, and some of the work were alright and some of it really wasn't. Anyway, with your thoughts, we can do this. We can do this, kids. With your thoughts, with your energies, we can make these films, yeah? Because you're part of it. You're part of these films. You'll be able to see yourself in these films, right? You'll be able to see what you've input into these films. And I think these are really necessary. These are really necessary right now to make these films, because we're at a really nice time in history. Can you imagine doing this? We're such lucky people that we can do this. You know, even sounds a bit stupid this, but it's true. It's true, really. You couldn't do this when did I start on internet? It's coming up to 20 years ago when I started on internet. I suppose you could have done it. You could have done it then, but now's the time to do stuff like that. Yeah, it really is. It really is. And I think we're very, very lucky to be able to do that. To be able to do stuff like that. The whole shebang. Cigars, bondage, straight lads, fetish, trainers, socks, boots. The whole shebang, yeah. I think a penthouse in Leeds would be a good place to make some serious porn. Birds and all, women and all. That's what I mean by the whole shebang. You know what I mean? Everything, everything. So I don't think I've mentioned this leather sweatshirt before. I got this last year. And I don't really wear it all that much because it's too much leather. I like it and I don't like it. It's part of a tracksuit. It's part of a leather tracksuit. I wore the leather jogging bottoms today. It's by a label called Blood Brother, and I got it in Selfridges about 4 or 5 months ago. Like I say, I rarely wear it, but in a way it's sort of sexy. It's a bit sexy because it's a leather sweatshirt. Anyway, that's all for now. I've got to make tracks and get back to my hotel in Leeds, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.